This is for year 11 methods. We're going to look at exercise 9b, question 10. So a dart is thrown randomly on the board shown. The board is of square length, x, and the largest circle is of radius x on 2, and the small circle is radius x on 4. So part A is find in terms of x the area of the square. Okay, so the area of the square, we know that it's a square and it has side length x. So the area of the square would be, for part A, would be x squared, because it's x times x. The area of the larger circle, so for B, the larger circle will be the white circle, the whole thing, including the red. Okay, so it's the whole thing that engulfs the white and the red. So it'll be pi r squared. So pi, my radius is x on 2 squared. Okay, you can simplify that. X squared is just x squared, so x squared pi divided by 2 squared is 4. Okay, part C, the area of the small circle, same thing, it's pi r squared, so pi x on 4 squared, so that equals x squared pi on 4 squared is 16. Okay, part B, hence find the probability will land inside the small circle. Okay, so for part B, you have to think about it. If it lands on the small circle, it means that it's going to just out of the total circle, we want this part. Okay, so we're assuming that there's equal chance of landing on any part of the circle. So if I divide this area by the total area, I get the probability. So B part 1 would be the area of my smaller circle, which is my answer in part C. So x squared pi divided by 16, and you're dividing that by the total area, which is x squared. Okay. Now, if you're dividing a fraction by a number, you can simply move this to the denominator of the fraction. Okay, so this will be equal to x squared pi over 16x squared, and guess what? We have x squared, so we can cancel that out. So that equals pi over 16 as the probability. Now you can work that out on your calculator. I'm not sure if the book does the answer like that. Okay, but obviously you can work it out like this. What's the probability that it lands in the white region? So the white region would be, okay, you have to think about it, because the white region is the big circle minus the small circle, okay? And you're dividing that by the x squared, okay? So you're going to do it like this. So I'll just rub this out, because we're running out. Oh, we can create some space. So part 2, the probability of landing on the white circle is the big circle minus the small circle. So the big circle is x squared pi over 4. If I subtract it from the small circle, x squared pi on 16, and I divide it by x squared, because that's the total of the whole thing, I should get my answer. Now, I've got to work this out, because I can't simplify until I simplify the top fraction, because we've got this over 16 and this over 4. So if I multiply the top and bottom here by 4, this will be over 16. So it'll be 16 for x squared pi minus x squared pi over 16 over x squared. Now let's simplify it. 4x squared pi minus x squared pi is 3x squared pi over 16 divided by x squared. Okay, remember you can move the x squared to the denominator, so that's 3x squared pi over 16x squared. The x squared cancel, so you get 3 pi over 16 as your final answer. Now, the outer shaded region would be the green parts. So how do I get the probability of landing on the green parts? You simply minus the total circle, the total square, minus the biggest circle. So the biggest circle will be pi x squared pi over 4, and you're dividing by the total. Okay, so that's this. Now, I need this to be over 4, so I'm going to create a 4x squared over 4, which is the same as x squared. I'm just making the denominator the same. X squared pi on 4 divided by x squared. Okay. Now, 4x squared minus x squared pi on 4, so this will become 4x squared minus x squared pi over 4 divided by x squared. Now I can move the x squared at the top, well, on the denominator, so this will become, I have to do it over here, so we're in our space. We've got 4x squared minus x squared pi on 4 divided by 4x squared, because I moved it to the denominator. Now the x squares cancel, so you're left with 4 minus pi over 4 as your probability. So, like I said, I'm not sure how the answer is expressed, but if it asks you to find the answer using the CAS calculator, please do so. So that's basically how you do question 10. It's a lot of fraction work, but it's totally doable. So hopefully it helps.